Hello and welcome to Juicy Scoop. I am with a girl I've been following for a while, kind of obsessed with your Instagram. And I'm very excited because now you are, what is your title of the I'm with Sophia Hutchins, by the way. But I started to see that you were promoting a company that you're involved with this sunscreen. And I actually mentioned it the other day on my Instagram live because I was like,
Oh, really?
oh yeah, because I saw that you can like spray it over your makeup and I'm just so anyway, I've just been curious about your life. I've DM'd you in the past to get you on the show. And
I'm so glad to finally be here.
oh, thank you.
I know it took a minute, but I'm here.
I love it. You look gorgeous.
Thank
You're all
you.
done up and everything, looking good.
Thank you.
Is it cold in Malibu because you're wearing a cashmere turtleneck?
It's freezing. I got
really?
over the hill and I'm like, oh, I am way overdressed. I'm sweating.
Yeah. So you live in Malibu. We
Yes.
always see you with Caitlyn Jenner
Oh, goodness.
because you guys live together.
Yes.
But what I have wondered is I've heard that you're a couple, you're not a couple, but you consider each other life partners, and now you're single and dating. I'm very confused.
I know.
So can you tell us about where everything stands?
Yeah. I'm confused. I'm not that confused. No, I think that Caitlyn. So one thing that people didn't realize, because I never really did press before Lumisol, because I didn't really have anything to promote other than Caitlyn's career. So I had been managing her since right after I graduated from Pepperdine and immediately moved in shortly thereafter to her house because I was living in Beverly Hills in an apartment and I was graduating and I was saying, oh gosh, what am I going to do? I thought I was going to move to New York and like work in finance. So Caitlyn's like, move in, manage me, and we'll go from there. And so that's kind of the extent of our relationship.
And so how long ago was that?
That was in 2017 when I moved in with Caitlyn.
And
in Malibu.
how did you guys meet and to the point where she said, why don't you're a smart girl, why don't you manage me? How did that all come about?
Well, I think what happened was we got really close as friends. We met through our hairstylist and makeup artist, ironically enough. And he was doing my hair one day and he said, I'm going to a photo shoot right after this for something with Mac. And Caitlyn is going to be there. And Caitlyn would like to meet you. I've told her about you. And I said, okay, sounds good. Went over to the photo shoot. We kicked it off, became good friends. And I learned a lot about what was going on in Caitlyn's life. And I just felt, quite frankly, it was a financial shit show. So much money was being thrown everywhere. Mm-hmm. And nobody was really running the show. Like no one, the show meaning her life.
Yeah.
She didn't have a manager. Chris was not doing it anymore since they
Right.
had divorced. And I felt that I could do a really good job. So I ended up booking her some public speaking engagements. And it just kind of built from there. And she said,
And did you
can
just
do
like
this."
Google some stuff and just start pitching her? Or like, how did you do it since you didn't really have this background?
None. No background. Like I literally studied finance and economics and my internship was like in an asset management firm. Very
Yeah.
different. But so in order to book her, like the first thing I booked for her was a speaking engagement with T-Mobile. And I just happened to run into the CMO of T-Mobile, and we were friends and friendly. And I said, "You should have Caitlyn come speak to your company." And so that just organically happened. And then from there, I just learned kind of how to book her on things.
That's great.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
It was like so not in my plan, you know?
Okay, so then she says, Beverly Hills is an hour from Malibu. You don't need to pay rent. Did anyone like in your family go, what's going on here?
Yeah, no, I think the whole world was like, whoa, 70-year-old or however, fucking however old I was, 21, I think at the time.
Yes.
Like, first of all, no, not fucking. I don't go that way. And it was just like...
So it was never romantic.
It was never romantic. It was never sexual. It was very much friends.
Yeah.
But I think I understand why people perceived it that way. and it was just the wrong perception. We never addressed it. That was part of the problem.
Yeah.
And we didn't address it because we were like, fuck this reaction. This is too much, And I was like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to do press about it. I don't want to do anything. I just kind of want to keep booking you on stuff and making money and chilling.
Yeah, in Malibu.
In Malibu.
So, because it's funny because I think there were like these little like detective things that people do with posts of hers and yours.
Oh, totally.
Where it's like, wait a minute, they're on a trip together. Wait, why? This is a morning photo of the dog, and that kind of stuff that people do. And so then, yeah, I think people just assumed it. And then when I've had Gigi Gorgeous on twice.
Oh yeah.
Once for her film, and then the last time for the book.
Oh yeah.
And right before she came, you guys did this fun video at Sherwood golfing, and so I was like, all right, so tell me, Gigi, like, what's the scoop?
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, you'll just have to ask. You'll just have to ask them. I go, well, I've been trying to get Sophia on the show. Like, I just want to know because
I know.
I was, and then I was like, is it like almost like, a parental relationship because there is so much age, and then I was like, maybe Caitlyn, because she's not around her 20-something daughters, like there's something there that was missing in her life as she moved to Malibu, and you kind of filled that as well as it's kind of like you filled the daughters and Chris.
I wouldn't give myself that much credit.
But I mean, you did. You're doing the managing, and then you probably have
It's more parental. Like,
yeah.
I date guys all the time. I mean, not all, but you know what I mean. Like, I normally date, right?
Yeah.
And Caitlyn's like, I got to sign off on him. And, like, it's, like, very parental, very protective. But at the same time, it's also businessy,
Yeah.
It's very, what I say is it's like we're family. And it's an interesting family situation. All of my family is in Seattle.
That's where you grew up?
That's where I grew up.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't have family here, and I was thinking I was going to move to New York, and then Caitlyn's like, well, work here, live here, and it's very family. Like, it's been nice to feel like you have family where you're living, like where you've made it your home. And so that's been really nice on the personal side. But as far as romance, no.
But you get to go to all the parties. I see you at all the parties, like the birthday parties for the kids and all that kind of stuff, which is fun.
Yeah, no, I think they're fun.
Amazing. I mean,
yeah, I think they're good. And that's the thing.
Is there a party about every week?
Probably. There's a lot of parties. They know how to throw a party.
Yeah.
And that's been nice because everyone's been like a extended family. And that's been really what Caitlyn has blessed me with, is not a relationship with her, other than, our friendship, but is like this group of people around you that's kind of like family and super supportive and super nice. And it's been, like I said, it's been great to feel like you kind of have some family connection in a city where your real family doesn't live.
And so so in the beginning of the quarantine, was it just you guys every day? Were you keeping the rules really strict?
Yeah, I think so. We've eased off a lot,
Yeah.
Like Caitlyn golfs every day.
Right.
And the club is closed.
So wait, where does she go then?
She goes to the club and just golfs. People like...
Oh, at the Sherwood, yes.
Yeah.
Because we belong to North Ranch, so they just started to allow, if you're a member, you can't bring a guest.
Yeah, no guests.
And you can't go on the golf cart unless you're handicapped, but you can hit some balls.
Yep.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, it was like we're driving each other insane. But I have a thing in Calabasas that we use as our offices also, so we're able to get some space, which is nice.
I'm so grateful I have this office.
I bet.
I mean, I think that's what saved my life as well, because I have boys that are doing the stupid Zoom school.
Oh, God.
And, and it's been easier. Like, there isn't as much, work because I'm not traveling doing stand-up. But I just think being able to come here and do my thing for a few hours is just like... Yeah, it's a lot just to because there's like I literally woke up in the middle of the night and I'm like, I don't even remember what it took me like a solid 40 seconds to figure out what month we were in. Like I was like, wait, we did just have Mother's Day, and Mother's Day is in May. No, I'm like, I think we're still in April. Like I still, even though I'm like dealing with dates and still kind of working, it just becomes this weird thing, you know?
Everything's like a blur. Like today, my assistant Tim was like, "Your birthday was over a month ago. That feels like just yesterday." And I was like, "I know. Everything's like."
How
totally
old are
blurred.
you?
20. I just turned 24.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yeah.
Now, your makeup is flawless today. Now, do you do that yourself? Are you able to do it yourself?
I mean, I can do my makeup, but I didn't.
I love the way
I had glam.
your eyes are done.
Thank you. Did you do your own makeup?
I do my own.
You do?
Yeah.
All the time?
Yes.
Or just right now?
No, all the time. I mean, if when I taped my stand-up special, I had someone come.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do like a test run just because some people, you know, when you have someone new, some people just like let it go and they love having different looks. I like freak out. So it's like I kind of got to like, I like when someone comes and can enhance it more than I can, but it can't be like all of a sudden a totally different eye or whatever. Then I get like weird and bitchy and now I have to be a delight. And it's just like, it's too much. So that's why I'm kind of like lots of times, or I'll go around and people say, "Oh, you're coming to town and I'm a makeup artist. I'd love to do it." And I think it's so sweet. But I'm like, honestly, it's another like thing
I'm
I
gonna
need
look
to
like a different
stress
person.
or like, yeah. So,
I did my own makeup there, which is different than how I told my makeup artist, I said, "Give me a little Erica Jane vibe today." For the lip, I'm like, overline the fuck out of it. I haven't had fillers in forever. Like
you just overlined your lips.
overline it. Like do something.
So what do you have? You have lip fillers. What else?
That's it.
You don't do cheek?
No.
Oh, you.
I don't have any cheek fillers.
And you don't need. Well, you don't need anything.
I don't have any Botox.
Any
I do
wrinkles
laser, a lot of laser stuff, but that's it.
Like
And lips.
Yeah. And did you is that your eye color?
Blue?
Like it's not enhanced with a contact?
No.
Yeah, that's the Erica Jane eye.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Well,
good.
she's got really good blue eyes.
He did it. I was like, give me the Erica Jane DSL.
Yeah. Well,
Pow.
good for you.
Yeah,
I
he's
like it.
Okay, I can try.
So tell me about how the skincare, the sunscreen came across and how they made you part of it.
So I founded it, and I'm the CEO of the company. About a year ago, I went out to venture capitalists. Contrary to popular belief, Caitlyn didn't fund it. I went out to...
is that what people think?
Yeah, a lot of people are like, "Oh, your sugar mommy funded your sunscreen company." And it's like, nope, I wish. But anyway, so I went out to venture capitalists, and I pitched this idea that evolved a lot since I pitched it for an SPF line. And I raised $3 million really quickly, actually, and built out a team. And it's, been a year and a half, 2 years in the making, but it's finally here. And I'm so excited. We sold a lot more than I thought. With COVID, I expected, sales would be weak. I expected people to fight back like, "Oh, we're not going outdoors. Why are you selling sunscreen right now?" But it was actually really exciting to finally launch it.
That's really impressive.
Finally.
Are you like a fan of like Shark Tank and stuff? Like, I mean, I guess it's all your business background at Pepperdine too, but I'm like really impressed how someone would even know to go, like, how do you even begin with like going to rich people?
I didn't go to rich people. I have these guys that are like, "Hey, I want to write you. I want to invest." I'm like, "I don't want you to invest." So I went to Founders Fund, which is in Silicon Valley. They own SpaceX is their biggest holding. They have $3 billion fund. They wrote a check for $1.5 million. And then another fund in New York called Greycroft wrote another check. And they've invested in everything, like Jessica Alba's Honest Company, just a ton of different beauty
So you
brands.
did all that research to kind of figure out who to hit up.
Yep, and I hit him up.
Did you watch the documentary? What's the documentary about the blood drop? That's what she's reminding me of right now.
Because of the black turtleneck?
Black turtleneck.
Elizabeth Holmes.
Yes, with the blonde hair, and that she just basically went and not schmoozed, but gave a really, great presentation.
Yeah.
I mean, yours is
Mine actually works.
Yes,
and actually got FDA approval.
I know. So that's good. Let's not say that. But that's kind of like,
yeah.
I think until I saw that, I didn't really realize really how that type of business works, because it's not something I've never had a product where, or something where you go and get investors. But it's really impressive that you knew how to do that.
It was cool. That was like the most fun, was to sell them on the idea and then just convince them that you're going to make it happen. Mm-hmm. And I did. So, but that was the, I feel like
you come off much beyond your years.
That's what they say.
Like,
so that's
also,
good.
you also, whenever I see you and stuff, you dress very mature. Not mature like old lady, but mature like nice blazers. Like you like Ivanka Trump. I mean, I'm just saying you dress kind of like in that, kind of remind me of that, like more sophisticated is what I'm going to say. You know, not what normal 24-year-olds would be even if they were going to work, they wouldn't be dressing as sophisticated.
Well, thank you.
So I think maybe that helps too. I think they probably think
presentation is everything, and especially like venture-backed companies with female CEOs or female founders. Last year, they received the most investment ever, and it was less than 2% of all venture capitalist funding went to female CEOs and founders. And I think that's really sad. Like, why? Mm-hmm. There's plenty of very good female CEOs and founders, but it's like I try to be super conscious of how I present myself because of what the tabloids have written, like you're a sugar baby, you're stupid, you're a model or whatever. And so I try to like wear the blazer or like cover up, but look chic, you know?
Yeah. And when you met with these people, did they know you from Page Six and tabloids, or did they not? Did they just think you were the smart girl from Pepperdine?
No, they knew me because like I would be introduced to them by, you know, a mutual contact or something, but then they would do their research. And I had like one investor in Silicon Valley say, you know, at a big fund there, he's like, what makes you think you can be like running this company and creating a supply chain and hiring the right people, blah, blah, blah. I said, what do you mean? What do you mean? What makes you think that? And he's like, well, you're in the tabloids. You're a model. Mm-hmm. I was like, well, why'd you take the meeting if you already had that, you know, that feeling like I couldn't run a company? And I think I really want to show people that you can like be sexy and be in a bikini and kind of flirty and all that, but run a company. Like I don't know. It was tough because they had that notion about you when you first meet them.
Because I have to say, I was like, when I saw that you had the sunscreen, I was like, well, that's cool. But I was like, oh, that's interesting that the sunscreen company just came to her because she has a good following and she's pretty and, you know, in Malibu. And I'm like, good for her. Like, this isn't, you know, I was like, how did she get this versus all these other girls that just have to do all these paid sponsors? So my perception was not that you went and put on a blazer and went to Silicon Valley. I just
created it, but I'm trying to promote it too since I have the following. But like we have influencers. I think our first influencer is Demi from The Bachelor. Do you remember her?
Yeah.
She's our first like big paid influencer that goes out tomorrow morning.
Well, I think that's sort of interesting too with Khloe Kardashian's Good American Jeans.
Yeah.
That she has reached out to people like herself, not as popular, but she's got like Ariana wearing the jeans and she's got like a Real Housewife. She has Dolores doing it. She has a lot of people doing it. And I think that's just like such a smart way to go because sure, she does it as well herself. But if you're going to put your ad dollars in there and then it's really like, you know, and people, you know, and it's a great product, I feel like she really hit it with that too.
Yeah. And I don't know the financing of Good American at all. But I think she has a co-founder. Mm-hmm. And I don't know much about the co-founder, but I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I just think it's important when you're building a brand. And my intention with building this brand was that it's not centered around just one person. Mm. Like, I don't want to be the face of it. I'm just doing that because, you know, I have to promote my company. But I want a lot of people using it. So I love what they're doing with Good American, like planting it everywhere.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So let me see it. Like, whoop it out. Let me see.
I want your first reaction on the product.
Well, I like this box situation.
I've heard
Comes
mixed.
out easy. Oh, this is a little bit like a little dildo-y. Is that the point?
It wasn't.
Like a little bit like almost like like a vibrator.
Well, I wanted to add a battery in the next version so it could be dual purpose, you know? Don't you think that'd be handy?
Well, let me see. Like, how does this come out?
Oh,
Wait, does it come out just be squirting?
you have to slide it down. Before you squirt, slide down.
Oh, slide this part down.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
well,
then-
now I kind of, okay.
And it goes on your face directly.
Oh.
It's like a super fine mist.
I like the smell.
Yeah.
I like that strong kind of,
It's kind of citrusy.
okay, I like it. And then
So, yeah.
this is so you can put it on a keychain.
Yeah.
I like that because it really,
Because we put that keychain in there so you can like hook it to your golf bag or your tennis bag. And then those are just refills. So
oh, I love it.
this screws off.
I love that it should be on your keys because here's the thing. You know, you really need to put it on every day.
Like
and you
a
really
l-
need, and you need to do it throughout the day.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like that famous photo of the trucker where half of his face.
Yeah. Or his
Is-
arm is out the window.
Yeah. And, you know, once everyone starts going back to work and we're stuck on the 405 again,
Yeah.
and you feel it and you take your visor and you know, and there's certain people that probably have already noticed it. I mean, you know, when they go to facials or whatever, usually that's when someone goes, you like the sun as much as I do. It make me feel guilty. Like,
thanks a
so
lot.
this is awesome.
Yeah, I
No,
like
I
it.
like it.
Because it goes over makeup nicely, which is good, but it also goes on without makeup. And it's just so fine. We took fragrance.
Yeah, so I think you'd like put it on first, probably before your moisturizer, then do all your makeup,
And you can
and
set
then
your
throughout
makeup.
the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what does this cost?
I think it's $49 for that box. Free shipping.
And then two things. So what do you think this would last someone that they're
This lasts
diligent about?
a month.
And do you do kind of more for just your face?
Yeah, just the face. Like
so then it
face.
would last longer. Like you wouldn't, if you put it all over your body, then you would kind of be wasting it.
Yeah, no, it would go fast.
Yeah.
But we it's a subscription model, so we send 3 vials every month to you to refill your little
That's
vibrator.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love I think the thing for the keychain is the genius thing.
And it changes color when you go outdoors. So when you're being exposed to the sun, everything that's white on there changes to purple to remind you to reapply.
Whoa.
Because, yeah, it's like we need to be reminded every chance we get to reapply.
That is really good.
Yeah.
And so you had the idea, but like, where was the science behind it? Then you found the scientists or what?
Yeah, I hired a chemist and we work with a lab. And an engineering firm in Silicon Valley helped us put it together and source the materials and all of that. It's quite a process. That's why it took so long.
And were you planning on going on a bigger press experience before the COVID?
Yeah. We had Good Morning America booked. We had influencers booked on April 1st to post that were really big. And then COVID happened and we delayed the launch by a month. And I just said, let's launch this thing. I can't wait anymore. May is Skin Cancer Awareness Month. So
good.
we have a big skin cancer awareness campaign going that will go live next week. But yeah, it was like a very scaled back launch compared to pre-COVID.
Yeah, and with certain things that could hold back, like I follow Patricia Heaton and she had a book coming out and she just pushed it to June. And I'm like, I think that's smart because if
Yeah.
you can't get, you know, and then there's certain things like, well, you don't know and you don't want to miss the summer. So it's like for your situation, yeah. And they probably, no matter what, probably wouldn't push this book further than summer either. But for some people, it's like, you know, I have friends that had stand-up specials and things that came out with these big tours and like it sucks because
Yeah.
they're in bed with a network, so they can't push it off for a couple months and really it's hard to get anyone really talking about anything else but.
I know.
But I think this is good though because you're right, we're out in the sun. I mean, I've probably been more in the sun these last couple months than I would have been because I'm home a lot. I have a nice pool. And I'm like,
Perfect.
I should just, utilize this time. I'm not going to look this good forever. I will if I use Lumisol, though.
Yeah.
And so, I think people are like, hey, let's take advantage of the little bit of time we have before they tell us we can't go outside again.
Yeah. I mean, it's like in quarantine, if you have a yard,
Yeah.
you're going to be back there chilling.
I know. We're at least we're in California and grateful
know.
for that because someone sent me this really funny thing. They're two comedian brothers, and one was in New York and one was in LA, and the difference between the two. And once my friend sent me that, I'm like, all right, I'm not complaining anymore. Like,
Yeah.
you're right.
Thank
Because it's
God
like,
we're
they made
here.
it like joking, like, yo, God, oh, go take you for the walk. But, you can't go to Nobu, but pretty much everything else, no.
You can for takeout. They have like a little table out front of Nobu for takeout.
Yeah, but you can't sit there.
No.
The whole point is sitting there. The whole point is sitting and being seen.
Being seen. That's very true. Oh my gosh.
It's fun to go to Nobu to see people, to see the stars of Malibu.
It's very Malibu. Everyone that's in Malibu. Like, I feel like every time Caitlyn and I go to Nobu, one of her children is there. It's like, hi. Such
Yeah.
a small town.
No, exactly. And because it's just so nice. It's so expensive, but so nice. And speaking of which, I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
did you see the thing that happened with Scott?
Scott Disick?
Yes.
What happened?
Well, he went to rehab and then the rehab person revealed it all. The person at the rehab did that, revealed this. Oh. It was really shitty.
What did they say? I haven't seen.
I mean, it was horrible because the whole point of going to rehab is anonymous. And, his story is that, he never really dealt with his parents' death and he just was taking this time to self-care and felt he needed the next step to go to a place during this time.
Oh.
And then someone there took a screenshot of him doing his Zoom therapy from his room. And
Oh.
it was horrible. I guess they're going to sue, but
I hope they do.
Yeah.
That's gross. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, I've always wanted to go to rehab, just to live in Malibu for a month.
Quarantine's made me think maybe I should go to rehab.
Have you been drinking a lot?
Oh, fuck yes. Haven't you?
Yes, I really have. How much have you been drinking? Just be totally honest.
More than the average person, probably.
Do you drink every day? 6 out of the 7?
Oh, I mean, probably 7 out of 7. I think the tipping point where I was like, is there a problem? Was this weekend I was in the tub having a vodka, and I was like, maybe I should get up and do something. It's 2 p.m. I'm kind of done being in the tub and drinking, and I stayed in the tub until 5, just chilling.
In your bathtub or outside?
Yeah, in the bathtub, alone on a Saturday, drinking vodka at 2 p.m. That's what quarantine has done to me.
So I totally will drink alone.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yesterday was Mother's Day, and I pretty much think I had an entire bottle of rosé myself.
Good.
But throughout the day.
Yeah, you space it out.
And then I had the same feeling. I was out by the pool, and I was like, I could probably, if I stopped drinking this rosé now, I could probably still do a walk. But then I didn't.
I ordered a pizza. While I'm in the tub, I ordered a pizza. And I'm like, I'm going to eat an 18-inch pizza, but I don't want to sit in the kitchen. I want to bring it into the bathroom and eat it in the tub while I'm still drinking. And I did that.
Do you have one of those little things, those little tray things, those little...
across the tub?
Yes, I want to... Well, I never go in my tub. I have a jacuzzi tub, and then once we built a pool with a jacuzzi, I never go in that jacuzzi tub anymore. And now it's everyone's getting rid of their jacuzzi tub and doing the fancy crawl, old-fashioned tub. And then you have that thing across it, which you can, I guess it's for scrubs and stuff, but you use it for alcohol and glasses.
And eating.
Yeah.
Like a full pizza. I literally, today, Tim was in there and I'm like, I think I hit a low point this weekend. I had a box of pizza and a bottle of vodka in my tub with me this weekend.
And so now what's Caitlyn doing? Is she drinking too?
No, Caitlyn's a teetotaler, right?
What's a teetotaler?
Teetotaler? That's a term, right?
What is that?
Teetotaler? Teetotaler?
I have no idea what you're talking about. What is it?
Doesn't drink. Is so boring. Doesn't drink.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Will not drink. We'll have a glass of wine and that's it.
Oh.
Like Caitlyns, yeah, too chill to begin with.
I never really saw when we were social back in the day. I never remember her drinking a lot then either. So I
Yeah.
don't really think it was her thing.
No, it's definitely my thing, though.
Yeah.
Caitlin's thing is like golf and playing with tractors and cars and stuff like that.
Just all those things.
All those things.
And you're not into that.
Not at all.
You don't do any of the motorcycles or the whatever.
Oh my God, no. Caitlin's
Yeah.
like, do you want to go on a motorcycle ride this weekend? I'm like, no, not at all.
So what do you think? Do you think you're just going to live there till you get married? Or what is this plan here?
No, I think, first of all, I like living there. I love Malibu. I think,
Well, the home is spectacular.
yeah, it's nice.
And it's so nice and beautiful and private. And I think I saw it the other day because we went with nothing to do.
Yeah.
We went down like canyons. And I've lived here my whole life.
Yeah.
That I've never knew existed. Like a canyon you'd only take if there was like a fire on Topanga and you had to get out. And I was like, oh my gosh, Peter, like, where is this with my husband, And I felt like it was so gorgeous and, because we're not in drought anymore and everything looks so beautiful. And then we both were like, because we've seen Caitlyns House, like, in like magazine articles and stuff. I'm like, I think I see, because it's kind of by itself, right?
Yeah, it's like
by itself and kind of brown and modern.
it's like a
Yeah.
bunker.
Yeah. That's nice.
It's nice. I love it.
How far are you from a store, though? Not that you can go to stores anyway. But...
Like 10 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, 10 minutes down the hill. But live there until I get married. No, I really like living there. My office primarily is based out of there for the Sunscreen company. We converted our guest house. She converted the guest house into our office space. But now we've kind of gotten past that point. So everyone on my team is like in the city. And it makes it a little tough for them to all come to Malibu every day. And,
Yeah.
And so, I'm looking in Calabasas,
For office space or a place to live?
my house. Yeah.
Now, do you feel guilty like if you left?
I do. I think that's the reason I haven't pulled the trigger. But I I feel
Like
mixed.
she'd be lonely.
Very. I don't want to leave her by herself. But she also knows, and I know that, like, I'm like getting older. Like, I want like to be able to like kind of have my own life. Like, the house is
Yeah.
big enough where
You can sit in a tub for 4 hours and eat a pizza and a vodka.
totally. And
Undisturbed.
the only thing is, last week we had to put a lock on my door because Caitlyn decided to barge into my room while I had a friend over and, kind of saw a lot of things happening. And so it's kind of like living with your parents.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this might be a turning point where I might need to move out.
Did she walk in just accidentally? Just thought you were just chilling by yourself and then it was like, oh, sorry? Or she knew someone was there?
Oh, she knew. Oh, she knew he was there. And it was like, okay, really? Yeah. Like, yeah, it's like living with your parents.
And so did she apologize and try to say that it was not that?
She walks in. She's like, oh my God. Walks right out, turns around. And the next morning, I had there's locks on my bathroom doors, but there's no lock to my room. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, we're installing a lock on this door right now.
And then did she get out her tools and do it?
Actually, I had Tim do it because I wanted it done immediately, and I feel like Caitlyn wants to know what's going on,
Yeah.
So she wouldn't have done it. But no, it's like living with your parents in a fun way.
Yeah. And she's not dating anyone.
No, I could not imagine Caitlyn dating,
You think she's just going to be,
done.
yeah.
Done. I know she's done. Like, she's very content doing her own thing. I could not imagine her
Right.
with a guy. She would like beat him up. It would be like, yeah, I couldn't imagine that happening. But yeah, I really think she's happy
But
single.
I mean, I think that's with a lot of people of a certain age. I mean, even my mother-in-law lost her husband when she was probably, let me think how old she is, probably like late 60s and or mid to late 60s. And she just was like, I don't need another old man to take care of. Like she was no intention, never tried anything. And now she's like in this like pretty swanky like assisted living place. And I'm like, do you get hit on? And she's like, I'm not interested, like, and so I think there's just certain people that get to a certain point and it's just not, who cares? It's just not in their interest,
Yeah, it's not in Caitlyn's interest.
Yeah. So
After 3 wives, she's probably like so done.
you're right. And all the kids and all that.
And 10
yeah.
kids. Oh my God.
And
I
how
feel
many
like
grandkids now does?
I don't know. There's so many. I can't keep track.
I remember talking to her many years ago, and she goes, I have 10 kids, and if each kid has 3,
Yeah.
I could have 30 grandkids at one point.
Yeah.
And she's not there yet, but I was thinking it's getting pretty close.
I think it's close.
Because just from the Kardashian clan, I think there's 10, including like Rob with Dream. And then
Brandon just had
has 3.
twins with
Yeah,
the new
Brody
baby
doesn't have
mama.
any.
Yeah, Brody has none.
Oh, I know what I want to ask you.
Yeah. Ask me.
Did Caitlyn ever consider not choosing Caitlyn because Brody's girlfriend was named Caitlyn, who he married? And then there were 2 Caitlyn Jenners?
And then they didn't even actually get married.
Yeah, what was that?
So there was a wedding in Indonesia that
Right.
wasn't actually a wedding, apparently.
I think more and more people are doing that, by the way. I think a lot of celebrities are starting to do that.
Like, why? To sell the pictures to people? Like, that's not even that much money.
I don't know.
Is it just, I don't know why they did that.
Okay,
but-
because they'd been together like 7 years.
Yeah.
A really long time. So they have the wedding there.
Yeah.
And then Brody seemed to express in the articles I read, very hurt the fact that the Kardashians didn't come, but also that you guys were doing some appearance in Australia.
We got paid $500,000 to go to Austria. And
Okay, Austria. I thought it was Australia.
yeah,
Okay.
in Austria. And I was like, we're going to Austria. This is going to be a lot of money. And you and Brody don't even talk. Like, when you do, it's so negative.
Right.
From his end. He has all these unresolved issues. He goes on The Hills, his reality show.
Right.
And bashes Caitlyn. And so, I said, it's totally up to you. But we have something that's a lot of money in Austria. I recommend we go to that because you guys aren't even talking.
And also, let me say,
Yeah.
being in this business
Yeah.
too, it's like these opportunities come up and they don't always come up again.
Yeah.
And so you especially, I've had to miss a couple things that was a bit of a riff with a friend. It was like a baby shower.
Yeah.
Actually, it was my friend's baby shower. We just talked about it the other day. And Kris Jenner threw her the baby shower, but there was another one that I was supposed to throw with the sisters, her sisters, and Chelsea Handler asked me to open for her, and I knew like if I missed this opportunity, she'd find someone else to open for her, and so I took it, and then for like the next 4 years, I was the main person opening for Chelsea. But there's those type of things like that, like $500,000 for something may not be around. What if in a year from now we're in a pandemic? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to see that paycheck anytime soon.
Not anytime.
So you didn't go.
Yeah, their
And then-
relationship was non-existent. So
Uh-huh.
I think, and in fact, negative. So we both decided we're not going to go.
Yeah.
And what was the follow-up question?
So
Sorry.
so I'm just saying. So that was. I
Yeah.
just remember reading that. Then Brody was pissed about that. Pissed about all the girls coming, and the girls kind of had a similar response in that, like, or they didn't respond to the. I don't know what it was.
I
but-
think if he mentioned their names in this People exclusive, the value of the exclusive is just going to go up. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
So I don't know at all what the situation was with them, but I just know that he just put negativity out there for no reason, and
Yeah.
that's kind
It
of what he does.
sounded like it was like an Evite that like went to that. Then they could say, oh, the assistant got it on either side. And I mean, you're not asking someone to go to the Beverly Hills Hotel at 2:00 on a Saturday and be
Yeah.
home by 9. You're saying Indonesia.
Yeah.
Like you're saying a full-blown 2-week ordeal.
2
If you're
weeks.
going to go.
Yep.
So I think that's why people have destination weddings. Because they kind of go, hey, who can come, but you also can't be mad at someone who doesn't come.
Yeah, totally. And people with like busy work schedules, 2 weeks.
Okay, so getting back to the Caitlyn thing.
The Caitlyn thing.
Did Caitlyn Jenner, the wife, ever get
Oh.
bummed that Caitlyn chose to be Caitlyn too, even though they start with different letters?
I don't think so.
Because I was like, there's 2 Caitlyn Jenners now.
I
But
don't
not
know.
anymore now.
I really
Now I
like
think Caitlyn went back to not Jenner anymore because I follow her too.
Caitlyn Carter.
Yes,
I
she
really
went back
like
to Caitlyn
her.
Carter.
I think she's so sweet. I feel
Yeah.
like she wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. If anything, maybe it made her more famous.
She
But-
probably could get a reservation at Nobu a lot quicker.
That's true.
Hey, Caitlyn Jenner.
Except she's not now Jenner anymore, right? Or she never was.
I never legally, but I don't
Yeah.
know like all the details there. That was just like weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for your career, your life. I find you very smart, very interesting. Thank you for my gift. I'm absolutely
Yes.
going to use it.
Oh, good.
And yeah, I thank you for being like so honest about your life and stuff because I was really curious, and I'm glad you got that lock on the door.
Me too.
Good luck with that and your dating life and everything, and hopefully. I'll see you at Nobu and we'll hang out.
Yeah,
when we
we
can finally
should.
go to Nobu again, which I feel like might happen like in the next month,
I
maybe,
hope
or
so.
at least the outside part.
In time for summer.
Yeah,
We should do that.
cool. Thanks, girl.
Thank you.